Hey radio friends, Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike. This is the Travelin Ham. You know, a ham tube is a fantastic thing. But every once in a while, we all get caught in a trap, and it's one of my pet peeves. This is my favorite part right here. That pet peeve for me is when we fall into that trap where everybody tends to say, I got a Baja team out here practicing today in my location. Some Red Bull truck and another unmarked truck driving around here in the desert making noise. But every once in a while we get stuck in this trap where there's something that we say just because everybody else says it. Wow, he doesn't run that close to me. And boy, do I try not to be that person, to be the one that does exactly that. And Callum caught me. Well, he didn't catch me. I don't know if he knows who I am. But he made a video, some weeks ago, about how long it takes to set up the DX Commander. I don't even know. Yeah, that's right. And a lot of us have been saying, well, it may not be the best POTA antenna because it takes longer to set up. To which in his video he responds, if you're going to be setting up a POTA and working it for, a number of hours, we might go out and work a POTA for 3 or 4 hours. Is it not worth it to spend 20 minutes to put up what might be a preferred antenna? Well, okay, that's an interesting thought. So I'm going to do this today. I've already got the timer running, so that includes this time that I'm talking to you right now. I'm going to time how long it takes me to put up my DX Commander. I got a couple of tricks. One of them, this is pretty experimental. I've got all the things that go on the mast in order here. And we'll see how this works. Because I've already got the main base plate on. I don't think there's anything else I gotta... There's that part that just fits over the bottom. Oh no, I did do that backwards. Doggone it. See? Now you know, I haven't been doing this so much that I've got it down. This is a pretty raw run. This is for the ground radials and the coax attachment. I need this guy on here. He's the driven plate. So I'm going to put him on. And so I got a couple tricks I might share here. And of course, this is one. I haven't tried this yet. This is the very first time I'm going to try actually putting these on. I am not sure how this is going to work. I think I can just thread it on every one of these individually like so. But I think they'll just drop right on. Look at that. Now he's made an improvement on this. When I bought this originally, I think I got this Christmas 2021. Thing was prone to collapsing, and look how good this is working. It's prone to collapsing, these sections, because this is the Expedition mast. So, I gotta put that other one on too. I use one of the Jubilee clips at the bottom. I guess technically I should have had it on my string too. But he's added all these plastic clamps that I can put, I don't know, on the bottom 7, 8, 9, 10 sections. So that has really, really firmed it up. I'm just going to totally undo this since I got this thing's on already. And that works so beautifully, I don't want to do it twice. So that's been a nice improvement. However, there's a lot of things to put on that mast now. So having that little quick trick device there is nice. I like how that worked. The part I forgot was getting the regular Jubilee clip that I still use to hold the driven element plate in place. So I gotta take a little bit of time here to do that. But we're gonna time how long this takes. And I think this is, I think this is one of those things we've gotten, I don't want to say wrong. Yeah, I think we've gotten it wrong in the YouTube community. Maybe this antenna is worth its time setting up, for a POTA where you're gonna take a few hours. Something maybe where I'm doing a decent battery test. Who knows what. Or you're just gonna sit up somewhere and try to make, a number of contacts over some hours. Is it worth the time to put it up? How long does it really take? Is it long enough to matter? Or are we just whining about it a bit too much? And I think it's one of those, it's kind of like the deep menu in Yaesu. Everybody says it. Everybody takes it as true. Is it really, really that bad? Okay. Yeah, Mr. Red Bull's out running again. Coming down the road, he's gonna come within about 300 feet of us. Running that engine. Yeah, definite Red Bull logos on the side. He's been going around today. We've had black helicopters today. There's been all kinds of things around the old campsite today. All right, so you see I gotta go up here quite a ways. And when I take these off, I only spin them so many times. I haven't gotten comfortable enough with this yet that I cut off the tabs. It's just, I don't know if I'm quite there yet. They're all numbered so I can put them in order. Okay. All right, so now I'm ready to put the wires on it. Here's I'm gonna set it up about right there. There's my tie downs. I got a little trick I'll show you with those too. I just got some regular tent stakes. I put those on. Big old mallet to pound that into the desert. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put 3 wires on here. I don't try it, there's 10. This one unmarked, that's 40. I don't try to add the extra wire. I had to replace the mast. You might notice this is the olive green replacement mast. I think that's 20. That I ordered from DX Engineering because I snapped my original mast. What do I do? Let's start with the shortest one. So I got this replacement mast and it changed a couple things. The specs on it are just a hair different. And for some reason, it doesn't like having the 4th wire on there. When I put on the 4th wire, because there's an extra little spot for it and it seems like it would work. And that way, with these 3 wires, I get 10, 15, 20, and 40. But I can add, you know, 17 meters or 80 meters or whatever other band I want, I can add 6 meters maybe. And it worked pretty good on the previous mast. But ever since I got this mast, when I put on the 80 meter, I was going to do that for field day. It blew 40 meters out of whack. I could not get 40 meters to tune in, which had never been a problem. But as soon as I took that 80 meter wire off, everything was fine. The other thing, what was the other thing? Oh, my twist tie broke off here. The other thing is the base of the mast is a little different spec. So I need a tie on this one. The base itself is a little different dimension. So my radio plate doesn't fit on there. It used to be you unscrewed this little cap and you put on the radio plate, you screw the cap back on, and then the radio plate would be a part of the mast just so far above the ground. That seemed to work fine. All right, I got a tie in here. I got to find a thorn in me too. I didn't have any didn't know there were any pricklies out here in this desert. Here we go. So my radial plate doesn't stay in one place. It kind of floats around and it'll just sit on the ground. I don't know if that's good for it or not. It seems like it's made to hover off the ground. So I've, put a couple sticks or something like that under it, so it'll be off the ground. My radial plates will be off the ground a little bit. The other thing is my 20 meter element comes right up to this spacer. Now that that's changed, boy, that's really loose. I think it's telling me I don't have one of these all the way out, doggone it. I don't have one of these all the way out. This is going to take some time. But anyway, it comes all the way up to this plate, so there's not even room to have the little, the little clips. I just pretty much have to tie a knot with some bungee cord to tie it up. And because I do it with bungee cord, I can put some tension on it, but it's it's adding a little bit there, putting a little bit of tension on it. But that's been a change. It affected all my ties. I had to adjust them all. But 20 meters was a little bit of an issue because it came pretty close to that plate. I had a doingy about that long to connect it. Okay, now I got some good tension on it. Let's redo this. But now it comes right up to this base plate, and so there's no room for any doingy. All right, 20 meters is on, 10 meters is on. Here goes 40, which also runs 15. What am I at? I'm at 14 minutes. Is that right? Son of a gun. I'm behind. I really don't want to have to cut this. I was hoping it'd be under 20 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. All right. Get these rotated around so they halfway face the right direction. 40 meters on top here. Feed him through these. Hook it on the bottom before I go too far. We got some entertainment out here today, I'll tell you that. These trucks driving around. There's a dirt racetrack around here. They've been riding around on that, or sometimes they go down the paved road within a couple 100 feet of the campground. Make a fair amount of noise. Cool noise, though. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is way longer. Wow. I am not getting this extended all the way. Maybe my little whip trick isn't all it's cracked up to be. My rod cast that gets this all extended. Because this 20-meter element comes out here past the whole thing. Doggone it. All right, I've been through everything above that. I think I've been through these. Man, I didn't want to move much. Well, I'm adding on a little bit of time messing with this, but that's kind of what this antenna is like too. You know, this is a pretty raw run. It takes a little bit of tinkering to get it right. It took me a while to get all the elements the right length and then to finish them all off. Man, I don't feel like I added any length to that. Yeah, okay. All right, again, I don't know if this is quite the same specs. I do remember that that's a little bit long. I gotta get some electrical tape. That 40-meter element's a little bit long. It stands proud over the mast. It seems like it's a little more than usual this time. I'll get some electrical tape here. And we'll keep them nice and taut there at the end. Oh boy. Tick tock. Oh, there it is right there on top. All right, I'm not too far from being done though. At least from getting the mast erected. All right, I got some of these tubies here. Start with a thicker one. Pull that pretty tight. Okay, he's in a catch right there. Okay, a little bit of tension on it. Next guy. Let's see, I think eventually he's going to have both in there. Skinniest guy, I'm missing one of these, so I put a little tape at the very top to really hold this in place well. Okay. Both the main element and the tail on that one, they'll stay right there. I'm gonna wrap a little bit on the tape on there. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know, 7 inches proud on the mast here. So next time I do this, I'm gonna have to be a little more careful to make sure that I've got every section out. Give it a little bit of a yank. Okay, there we go. Now, I've generally picked a spot where it's gonna be. Let's say it's gonna be right here. So I put these 7 feet out from my center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My feet are literally about a foot. Oh man, this ground's so soft. Okay, there's 3 of them. So I need 120 degrees. It's gonna be right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I put all these at 7 feet from the middle. Okay. There's that guy. Shoot, where'd my center go? I'm lost. Here it is, right here. Okay. So 90 degrees to him. There's 180. 120 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what I do from here on my ties, my guy lines, I've got 2 of them. I've got 1 marked, and the other 2, I never change their length. They got the little cinch knot on them, but I keep them at the same length. So I can take this guy, put him around that, and then bring him up here, and we're gonna hook him onto this one here. Okay, and I know I've already got him at the right length. The ones without tape, I don't mess with. You can mark them however you want. Oh boy. See that? I tried to hurry. You saw me, didn't you? You saw me trying to hurry. Ended up with a knot. Okay. So here's the other one. Put him in that. Timer on here. The trick is, I got tired of asking my kids to help me pick this up, put this up. I'd have to have someone hold it. Well, if I have these 2 already at the length they need to be, all I have to do is attach this one and hold on to it. I can hold up the whole mast with this one, get it hooked on the there we go. Get it hooked on the other stake, and then I can tighten them up. I've messed up somehow though, because he is not where he needs to be. I thought I had this fixed the last time, but it'll still work. So I just keep that taut with my hands until I can tighten up this portion of it, which I have now done. And by doing that, oh, it came off. And doing that, I've put up this mast. I've made a 2-person job a 1-person job. So I don't have to ask for help. My family members got other things to do. My club members got other things to do. I don't need help. It's up, okay? Reasonably straight. Boy, I'm at 24 minutes. That's unreal. I can't believe it's taken that long. But obviously I fumbled around with some stuff that added a good amount of time. Okay, no biggie. so there's my couple tricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got all those. Now this plate, since it is the way it is, I'm just gonna slip it under here like so. Okay. I don't know. I think I messed it up. I messed it up. Well, you can tell this is unrehearsed. This is a true run. Hook up the driven element here. Maybe. There we go. Okay. You know, there's some other tricks if I had them working right. I could take, there's potential to take some time off of here. And like I said, the first few times you put this up, it's going to take some adjustments. You're just going to be fine-tuning the elements, and you won't have them shrink wrapped and finalized, and you know, the length finalized and all that. It takes a little bit to get to that point, and that is all right. It's part of the process. I mean, the wires are in contact with the ground. Why would it matter if the plate's in contact with the ground? So I don't know if there's a better plate that you can get to attach these radials to that fit that mast a little better. If there's a upgraded version or what, I don't know. I think Callum had this in 20 minutes. I'm coming up on 30. Even with a couple little tricks. But I think the point still stands. If you're going to be out here for hours, you know, is it worth 30 minutes to put up a preferred antenna? Assuming this is your preferred antenna. You know, fighting the group think that this takes too long to put up, which again is one of those things that gets said. It seems to make sense when we keep saying it, and you know, I like to be the person that asks the question, is that really true? And this is one I've been guilty of. Now there's not going to be a lot of places, you know, the kind of places where I activate where I would use this. I tend to use it just like I am here on a campground, you know, in a spot that we're going to be for a couple weeks, and I can get it set up early. There's not going to be any weather issues or anything. That's when I tend to use this antenna. Hoping that it's good enough I can do some good hunting. I'm not in a park here, so I can't say park to park. He's going again. He's going again. All right, we're going to include the coax in here too. That's part of the setup, right? I got the Hex Ham hut set up here. So that's what I'm taking this over to. It's just behind the camera, about 60 feet or so. He's hauling some butt. Checking my daughter here. She's not feeling well. Samantha, you doing okay?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm just past 30 minutes here. I'm essentially set up. All I have to do now is spread out the radials. And I like to do a decent job of it. Around that little bush there. So they're actually on the ground. We're in the desert southwest. Not a lot of thorns in this particular desert. It's just all creosote bush. It's one of my favorite plants. If you're from this area, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, when it rains out here, those things just put out the most wonderful aroma. Like there should be candles scented with creosote. Maybe they'd call it Sonoran Desert or something like that. That's all we have out here. I can't smell them right now because everything's so dang dry. It's just fall. It's just that time of year. Almost got it. One more to do here. 2, 3, and 4. There we go. 32 minutes and 48 seconds. I probably delayed myself a little bit talking to you nice people. So let's say 30 minutes. 30 minutes and I have a fan vertical that'll do 10, 15, 20, and 40. I could try an extra wire again. Maybe I could add 17. Maybe I could add 12. I could add 6. But, and I might here. I might do this a couple times and see if I can't get a little faster. I'd like to get it down to 20 minutes. I thought that's where I'd be. I got a couple little tricks that helped me out. This thing worked really good. You can see all these things I have going up and down the mast now. That saved me a ton of time just being able to slide those on where I have to get them all in order. And I have to say, okay, well, how many are between the driven plate and this plate? Well, it's 1. How many between this plate and that plate? Well, it's 1, 2, 3. You know, and then how many between that plate? Well, it's the rest of them. And then individually putting them on, and, you know, invariably you get one of them wrong. Just be able to slide them on like that would be good. I'd like to replace the string maybe with something more solid. Maybe a threaded rod with washers on the end that holds them all on. Something like that. But it's up. The DX Commander. Roughly in 30 minutes. There you go. I'm Mike. Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike. This is the Travelin Ham. See you next time.